What's up, everybody? Are you overwhelmed by the never ending supply of depressing bad news? Well, let's refuel our tanks with 7 recent positive stories. This is Getting News for the month of August 2021. Chinese monk rescues 8,000 dogs and finds them new homes is the Getty News headline, courtesy of Jessica Yang with ABC News, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Xi Zhang is a Buddhist monk who gives homeless dogs new lives at his ancient monastery, and also at a shelter he runs in Shanghai. The 51-year-old has been rescuing animals since 1994. He has nearly 8,000 dogs to feed and care for, but a few hundred will eventually be resettled in Europe or North America. With help from volunteers and his small workforce, Xi keeps several hundred dogs at the temple where he is the head monk. Xi said, "I have to rescue them because if I don't, they will die for sure." The temple also hosts 200 cats and a ragtag collection of chickens, geese, and peacocks. MGM Resorts doubles down on Las Vegas solar power is the Getty News headline, courtesy of Christopher Hellman with Forbes, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Las Vegas is betting big on solar power. Renewable energy developer Invenergy announced the startup of its newest development, the MGM Resorts Mega Solar Array. It's a 640-acre field of solar panels set up in the desert outside of Las Vegas. Featuring more than 300,000 photovoltaic panels, the array will generate 100 megawatts, enough to provide 90% of the daytime power needs at MGM's 13 properties on the Las Vegas Strip. And there's potential to clean up more of Vegas's power supply. The Dry Lake Solar Energy Zone, overseen by the Bureau of Land Management, has the potential for 12,500 acres of solar farms. Indonesian man becomes instant millionaire after meteorite crashes through roof is the Getty News headline, courtesy of Fala Guzar with Gulf News, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. An Indonesian coffin maker has become a millionaire due to a meteorite crashing through his roof. 33-year-old Joshua Hutagalung was working next to his house when the space rock smashed into his living room in the Kolong area in the province of North Sumatra. Posting pictures of the rock on Facebook, Hutagalung wrote, "Suddenly a black rock fell from the sky. Surprised me, but whatever it is, hopefully a good sign for our family." He continued, "When I lifted it, the stone was still warm, and I brought it into the house. The sound was so loud that parts of the house were shaking too, and after I searched, I saw that the tin roof of the house had been broken." Hutagalung has now sold the rock to a specialist collector who paid the father of 3 the equivalent to 30 years' salary, earning him enough money to retire and build a new church in his village. CRISPR injected into the blood treats a genetic disease for the first time is the Getty News headline, courtesy of Jocelyn Kaiser with Science Magazine, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. In a medical first, researchers have injected a CRISPR drug into the blood of 6 people born with a condition that causes fatal nerve and heart disease. The CRISPR clinical trial aims to deactivate a mutated gene that causes liver cells to churn out misfolded forms of a protein called TTR, which build up on nerves and the heart and lead to pain, numbness, and heart disease. After 28 days, 3 men given the treatment had an 80 to 96 drop in TTR levels. Jennifer Doudna of Berkeley said the trial is a critical first step towards replacing any gene that causes disease anywhere in the body. Alberta men walk 3,800 kilometers to honor missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls is the Getty News headline, courtesy of CBC News Canada, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. 3 Indigenous men from Alberta, Canada, walked to Ottawa to raise awareness for missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Adam McDonald, Stanley Gilbert Jean, and Leo Simpson started off in northern Alberta. They cover an average of 26 kilometers a day, regardless of the weather, as they make their way to Parliament Hill. The 3 men are also walking in honor of the growing number of unmarked graves of children discovered at residential schools across the country. McDonald said he didn't know how to feel at first about the residential school discoveries, but the emotions and pain endured throughout the centuries by Indigenous people in Canada have made him more resolute than ever in his goal of raising awareness. Lego is finally making its iconic bricks from recycled plastic, is the Getty News headline, courtesy of Sophie Lewis with CBS News, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Lego is on its way to making its iconic toy bricks more sustainable as the toy maker unveiled a prototype made entirely of recycled plastic. This latest design is the first made from recycled material that has passed Lego's strict quality, safety, and play requirements. Lego has slowly been working its way towards sustainability for years. Last November, the company announced that it would stop using plastic bags inside its box sets and replace those with paper ones. The new prototype is made using material recycled from bottles that have been thrown away. "We are super excited about this breakthrough," said Tim Brooks, Lego's VP of Environmental Responsibility. He continued, "With this prototype, we're able to showcase the progress that we're making." 2 Boy Scouts rescue drowning woman from Missouri floodwaters, is the Getty News headline, courtesy of Samantha Kuboto with Today, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. 16-year-old Joseph Diener and 15-year-old Dominic Viet were exploring their hometown of Columbia, Missouri, to survey damage after a massive rainfall flooded parts of the city. The two were biking when they heard someone calling for help. Joseph said, "We were like, we can swim. We're trained for this." They had the woman grab onto their shoulders because her legs were cramping, and they were able to doggy paddle back to the shore. Assistant Fire Chief Jerry Jenkins confirmed the teen's account. Jenkins said, "These 2 young Boy Scouts come by and heard the distress calls." He continued, "To react that way, it was very heroic." All right, that's it. I would love to hear what you think about this edition of Getty News. And if you have a positive news story that you'd like for me to share, please include a link in the comments below. And until next time, take care of yourself, and thanks for watching.